All right, welcome back to the Tennessee Holler, everybody. I am Justin. TNHoller.com is where you can find us. As always, we have hollers hollering all across the state. Thanks to your support, we really do appreciate it. Want to get right into the reason that we're here. As I think many of you saw, if you follow us this past week, Rep. Tim Burchett hopped on Twitter, and he often does pretty hateful, ugly things, but this week he really topped himself and shared a picture of this man, Denton Loudermill, who was in Kansas City at the Kansas City parade, and said that he had been accused of being one of the shooters at the parade, accused him of being, quote unquote, an illegal alien, to use Burchett's language, and it was not true. And we have that man here with us today. Denton, how are you today?
I'm doing just fine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And Lorana is your advocate / attorney. How do you want us to call you, Lorana?
I'm in an advocate role at the moment. We're exploring legal options. So if that change, you and Tim Burchett will know.
Appreciate that. Yes, definitely let us know. There's obviously a lot of people who think that what he did to you was defamatory. He left it up for a good 4 days. Even after it was community noted, it was shared thousands of times. Denton, I guess let's start by, first of all, congratulations on a Chiefs Super Bowl win. Can you tell us like what was that day for you from your perspective?
I don't know. It was just a day of me going celebrating the Chiefs winning Super Bowl, and me just enjoying my day like everybody else there. Other than that, I had nothing to do with anything, and I want to give my condolences out to the family. And I just want everybody to know that I have nothing to do with anything.
So it seems like the main goal right now is to clear your name, let people know that you had nothing to do with this. At what point did you realize that there were people saying you did have something to do with it?
Probably about 30, 45 minutes later after I left the area, I would start getting the phone calls. After they did undetained me, I started getting phone calls after I got way away from the area where I was walked off to.
And so let's just be clear with people. What were you handcuffed for? What were they doing?
They handcuffed me because they said I didn't get out of the crime scene fast enough.
Okay. And so they handcuffed you, they moved you aside, and there were no charges.
I didn't get charged with anything or nothing.
Okay. And
I noticed that you paused. You paused, like, is that all? And that's exactly why we're here today. Like, he wasn't moving fast enough, and so he was detained, and now we're here today.
Right. And it wasn't, obviously, I should say, just Tim Burchett that posted about this. There were a lot of outlets that jumped to conclusions about what happened that day. It has been now discovered that it was a dispute, I think, between two juveniles who are, they're going through what they're going through. But, Tim Burchett, who is our congressman, he's who we're focusing on, is the person that I think had one of the more prominent circulations of disinformation. How many people do you think were posting about this, Denton? Are you very in tune to social media? Did you see it happening?
No, I am not. My family is, but they said there's thousands of people saying things that are incorrect.
Okay, and what would your message be to people like Tim Burchett who rushed to conclusions and posted this about you?
Sometimes to think of what they say or post, think about what's the truth before they make their move.
I think that's right. And Lorana, you mentioned, and I'll just kind of get you guys out of here on this. You mentioned that you are considering your options. What has happened since that? What steps have you taken, if any?
Right now, the only steps that we're taking is trying to get all of the media outlets, people like yourself and your outlets, to just walk this back through. And in doing that, we are uncovering more and more information, more screenshots, more posts of people that have said all kinds of untrue hurtful, racist, several types of things in our pursuit to just clear his name. And so the legal part is unfolding as we walk this back and just have people disassociate that negative mass shooter from this Chiefs fan right here.
Yeah, and let's be clear, that can really ruin a life to be associated with something like that. Today,
Absolutely.
finally, Representative Tim Burchett said, "It has come to my attention. One of the shooters was identified as an illegal alien. This was based on multiple in-connected news reports. I have removed the post." He doesn't really take responsibility for his role in any of that. And glaringly, there's certainly no apology there. Would you have liked to see an apology there, Denton?
Yes, I would like to see that. Yes, I would.
Right.
Okay.
We not only would like to see that, we expect to see that, and he should want to do that. If I tweeted something out to hundreds of thousands of people and I was wrong, I would apologize because I don't want to be wrong. And so if your intentions are to represent the American people, to represent them with truth, then you should want to walk that back. And from what I understand about Congressman Tim, this isn't one of his first rodeos with making statements that have harmful and hurtful consequences.
Far from it. He makes a habit of hopping on his feed and talking about people in that way. And that's why he was in such a rush to do this in this moment. I really appreciate you guys coming on here. We have about 800 people watching in this moment, which is actually quite high for a live stream for us. And, I hope that these people will all go back, talk to their people, let them know that Denton Loudermill had nothing to do with this. And just any final thoughts from either of you for Representative Tim Burchett and anybody else who's listening?
Just we are trying to help Mr. Loudermill with his defense. And so when you have people on the platform like the congressman, it can get expensive. And so he needs your emotional support. He needs your financial support. And we have a GoFundMe that was started. And also My Better America, it's a nonprofit that is it's built on a platform to help injustice and help people fight situations when they're not normally able to. So mybetteramerica.org, you can contribute to the defense fund there or to GoFundMe. And everybody that's watching, if you're sharing, and even if you shared misinformation before, please just help us out. An apology would be you sending the correct information.
Absolutely. When you have that link, send it to us. We'll definitely share that. As you said,
Yes, sir.
Getting into litigation like this can be expensive, and to get justice sometimes costs a lot of money. So I think there will be people to help you out. I'm seeing all kinds of people in our comments, even right now, saying, sue him. I saw people posting saying they would cover your legal fees. So I think there'll be no shortage of people there to help you out in this endeavor. And please keep us posted on how this goes.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you
so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
good one.
Go. I'm a Jets fan, by the way, for the record.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Go Chiefs.
All right.
Take care.
All right. So that was Denton Loudermill. Tim Burchett falsely accused him of having something to do with the Kansas City shooting. Just to go back and look at a couple of things he said. This was one of the local reporters, Nick Sloan. This is how we kind of first knew that it was fake, was when Nick Sloan said that he was released with no charges and where Denton was from. So that was kind of the confirmation that it was false. Then there was this news article saying this man wants to clear his name. And Denton Loudermill was on Facebook saying that people who said he was one of the shooters were tripping. And even still, days went by where Burchett left it up. Days went by. And then another reporter said she was in touch with Loudermill, that he was considering legal action. You had Rep. Monty Fritz join the fray, sharing Rep. Tim Burchett's post. And then eventually Fritz actually deleted his before Burchett did. Days went by. And then finally today, Burchett did not apologize, but he did delete his post and blame other people for what he had done. So, never truly taking ownership of his role in this, truly ugly stuff. And if you look at Burchett's feed, it's just a slew of, you would think that the only people that commit crimes are undocumented folks. Never says a word about the crimes of anybody else, but for them, he spares no tweet. So glad Denton came on here to clear his name. I see a lot of you folks saying that he should sue Burchett. We see hold Burchett accountable. We see Loudermill should sue Burchett. And Burchett, if you want to come on here and talk about it on this podcast, you are always welcome. I won't hold my breath, but really wanted to just have Denton on here to hear what he had to say, help him clear his name. And I hope that all of you saw that he is not the guy. He had nothing to do with this, and Burchett should be ashamed of himself. Thanks for following the Holler. tnholler.com is where you can find us. Subscribe to get our emails. Get yourself one of our sweet Holler hats. To any of our new friends that are watching right now, that's where you go to support us. That's where you go to subscribe. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.